If you're thinking about buying a home in Tampa in 2026, this video is gonna save you thousands of dollars and a whole lot of stress, because 2026 is not 2021. It's not the chaos of nonstop bidding wars, and it's not the market where waiting automatically puts you ahead either. This is a different kind of market, and buyers who understand how it actually works are the ones who are gonna win big today. Today, I'm gonna walk you through how smart buyers are approaching Tampa in 2026, how to think about whether buying now makes sense for you, or if waiting is actually the smarter move, and how to avoid the biggest mistakes we see buyers make every single day. And make sure you stay till the end, because we're gonna break down some of the most common questions buyers are asking right now, and some of the answers, well, they might even surprise you. And if you're looking to make a confident decision and not just guess, this is the type of information that you want to make sure you understand. For the first time since before the pandemic, the Tampa housing market is starting to feel normal. Inventory is finally up, homes are sitting longer, and prices aren't racing higher every single month. And for buyers, that predictability is actually a huge advantage. In the last few years, buyers were forced into rushed, emotional options, and you had to make decisions fast, sometimes even waiving inspections, and prayed and hoped that it all worked out. In 2026, buyers finally get something back that they haven't had in a long time. What is that? Now we get time to compare options, time to inspect properly, and time to negotiate again. This shift alone changes everything. And if you're someone that wants to make a smart, grounded decision instead of reacting to headlines, this is where strategy really starts to matter. This absolutely does not mean that we're heading to a market that's about to crash. Quite the opposite. Prices are not falling off of a cliff, they're actually stabilizing. That stability matters because it allows buyers to plan instead of guessing. So when people ask, should I buy now or wait? Here's how we're really looking at it. Buying now can make sense if you're comfortable with the payment, you have reserves, and the home truly makes sense at today's numbers. Waiting makes sense if you need time to improve credit, build savings, or gain more clarity. Neither option is wrong. The mistake is acting without understanding the full picture. And that's where having someone to walk through your specific situation, not just market headlines, can completely change your outcome. Now let's zoom out and really talk about and walk through what the buying process actually looks like here in Florida, because this is where buyers either protect themselves or they actually get burned. And the first step is assessing your financial position. Not how much you can technically get approved for and borrow, but what you can comfortably afford month to month, which includes your taxes, insurance, and any HOA costs. That difference alone can save people from becoming house rich and cash poor. Step 2 is getting a real mortgage pre-approval, not a pre-qual. That means that your income, credit, and assets were actually reviewed, so you know exactly where you stand before you fall in love with that home. A little outfit change before we dive into step 3, which is all about having the right team. So you need a local strong agent and a lender who really understands the Florida market. This makes a massive difference, especially when it comes to negotiation and problem solving. Step 4, identifying the right neighborhoods and property types that fit your lifestyle. Not all Tampa neighborhoods behave the same. Some have flood zones, some have HOAs, and insurance costs can vary widely. And now, speaking of insurance, this is a very important step that typically buyers leave till the very end. So insurance should be a priority in the beginning of the process. The number one mistake buyers make in Tampa right now is shopping for insurance when it's too late. Now, this leads us to an important topic of insurance. So insurance has always been part of the buying process. However, Buyers have waited in the past to shop for insurance in the middle or towards the very end. This could be the #1 mistake that you make here in Tampa. Two homes with the same price can have completely different monthly payments because of insurance. Between the last couple of hurricanes we've experienced in the most recent years, current flood zones, current roof age, and fewer insurance carriers in the state of Florida, insurance can really determine whether a deal closes or not. Standard homeowners insurance does not cover flooding. Even homes that aren't required to carry flood insurance can still flood. Smart buyers verify insurance early, even sometimes before making an offer. This isn't about fear, it's about protection. It's about making sure the home you love also makes sense long-term for your finances and peace of mind. And this is one of those areas where having an experienced guide can prevent really expensive surprises. Once you understand the real cost of owning a home here in Tampa, negotiation becomes strategic, not emotional. The rules from 2021 no longer apply here. We're no longer overpaying, waiving inspections, rushing decisions. Those are outdated strategies. In 2026, buyers can negotiate, and they can negotiate price, closing costs, repairs, rate buydowns, and timelines, especially when a home has been sitting on the market for 60 to 90 days plus. Strong offers today are realistic, clean, and well supported by data. And sometimes the smartest negotiation is to walk away, especially when those numbers don't add up. And that's where experience matters, knowing when to push, when to protect, and when to say no. That's what separates the good outcomes from a stressful one. And that's also where buyers often tell us they feel the most relief, because there's no longer making emotional decisions alone. Here's one more thing that people aren't even discussing when it comes to the housing market. Why are homes entering the market in the first place? And in real estate, we like to call this the motivated drivers. Now think about it. These are life events that force people to move, regardless where the rates are and what the headlines are discussing. Think about it. Whenever we have had to move, there was something major happening in our life. Did we just get engaged and now we're looking for a new place to live with our partner? Are we now having more children and our 3-2 house is no longer a good fit for us and we need to upgrade our lifestyle for a larger home? Our job in another state and now we need to relocate. And sometimes even as painful as divorce, and now we have to reassess what our assets are, and you need some guidance to split that asset and then find a new home. These are some of the reasons that a large portion of Tampa's inventory comes from these very situations. So the real question isn't just, is the market perfect? It's really about, is my move optional or required? When life drives that decision, strategy matters more than timing. And that's why two buyers in the exact same market can have completely different right answers. And that's why having the right partnership and guidance can make all the difference in the world. My name is Tammy Abdo, and I've been servicing the Tampa Bay real estate market for over 15 years. And last year alone, our team helped hundreds of buyers and sellers navigate this current market. And we create content like this because we truly believe that an educated buyer makes a better decision. So if you're thinking about buying or selling here in Tampa Bay in 2026, or you're just curious about how to navigate this type of market, all it's required is a simple conversation. You don't have to have it all figured out yet. So you can give us a call or shoot us a text with the number below, or even send a message. No pressure, no obligation, just clarity and strategy, and really just honest guidance for your specific situation. Even if your move is months away, getting clarity early can change everything. Before we go any further, I do want to say this. Every buyer's situation is different. So as you're watching this, think about how that applies to you, not just the market headlines. If you want help understanding how this fits your situation here in Tampa, that's exactly what we do every day. Q&A time. So first question we have is, should I buy now or wait until the rates drop? And this could be a tricky question, because really what you want to know is one or two things. Are you worried about what your payment looks like? and risking if the rate can go up or down. So if you can afford the payment, buy now, because typically when rates do drop and you wait for that rate to drop, more buyers will be entering the market and that can drive pricing up. So it really should determine if you're comfortable with the payment and really make that decision based on that versus pressure of where the rate can be in the future. Question number 2, how much money do I really need to buy a home in Tampa? And it really depends on the type of loan program that you participate in. There's some really great programs out there right now that don't require any money down, but you do have to plan for closing costs. And sometimes buyers underestimate those fees and also out-of-pocket expenses that will be required from you. So this is why it's really important that we have a cost breakdown before we go out shopping for that perfect home. Question number 3. Is Tampa still a good place to buy, or is it overpriced? And this is a really good question because depending on where you're getting your headlines from, you will hear a varied response. Overall, at the end of the day, what's truly important is to partner with someone that understands the Tampa market so that they can communicate with you where the opportunities are and if there is an area or home that is overpriced. Question number 4, are condos a good deal in 2026? And the answer can vary. In Florida right now, you have to really do your due diligence when purchasing a condo, because on paper, the numbers may appear like a good deal until you dig a little further. So make sure that you are doing your due diligence and you're checking and asking the right questions as far as what's insurance looking like, are there any assessments, and more importantly, where are the reserves for repairs for future maintenance. Once you have a full picture, then yes, absolutely, a condo can be a good deal, but if you're doing your due diligence, if you're not, they can be quite costly in the long run. Question number 5, how much does insurance really affect affordability? And this, my friends, is where having the right partner can mean everything. In Florida right now, the difference of being able to afford your monthly payment is totally tied to what your insurance could or could not be. So it's important that while you're shopping, this becomes something that you discuss ahead of time and you budget for to see if in fact you can afford that home. Some homes do require flood insurance or special flood insurance, and that can increase your payments by hundreds of dollars. So make sure that you handle this ahead of time so that you're not looking for surprises later. Make sure that you're doing your due diligence and check for insurance ahead of time so that you're not surprised at the end when they tie and factor that in. Question number 6, do I really need flood insurance if it's not required? And short answer, required and recommended are 2 different things. So standard homeowners insurance does not cover for flooding. So making sure that you understand the risk involved as a homeowner is more important to determine that answer. Question number 7, is it safe to buy during hurricane season? And the answer is yes, as long as you understand insurance, inspections, and the roof condition. So make sure that you partner with an agent that understands that coverage during hurricane, if you're buying during a hurricane, that will delay closing and even coverage, and more importantly, to also do inspections after they occur. Question number 8. How competitive is the market right now? And I'll be honest with you, is not as competitive as it was during COVID and post-COVID. The demand is just not there. With rates the way they are and the economic challenges that we are facing for this year, we are entering a much more balanced market. So it's important to understand that what drives pricing and competition is demand, and now that we've lost a little bit of that, we're more of a leveled market now. Question number 9, can I still negotiate in 2026? And the short answer is absolutely yes. Right now, we're negotiating and we're seeing negotiations happen on price, on closing costs, on repair credits Pretty much everything can be on the table now, especially when you're savvy and you truly understand strategy and pricing on how homes are being compared to other homes being sold right now. Question number 10. What are the biggest mistakes that buyers are making right now? And I really feel that focusing on the rate and the price of the home is where mistakes are happening. We want to make sure that buyers truly understand the full cost of home ownership, and it's understanding what that monthly payment is going to look like. Price and rates are going to be where they are in any given situation, but it can vary. That payment can vary by different factors of insurance, HOA premiums, and so forth. So really understanding affordability breaks down to what can you afford per month, and shopping that way will make you a better, savvier buyer. If one of these questions sounded like you, that's exactly why we encourage people to reach out early. A quick call or a text will save you months of confusion and possibly thousands of dollars. So if this video helped you, make sure you like, subscribe, and share with somebody who will find value in this content. We will see you next time.